Okay, let's go.
Of hard working. This is Vi Pico.
Let's go knock out the. Dark Rifts. Brain's not Brandon.
It feels like something good is going to happen today.
Hello there. How's it going, John Cena? How are you doing today? Oh, you've got to be fucking kidding me. We get out of this maze, and it'll be a lot easier to read. Oh. Commissyl's the one you gotta watch out for because there's so many fucking things you can clip into, and then you gotta escape to get out of. I think we're good. I don't think there's any more of those pylons. Yeah. Bought ESO and RuneScape down. Dragonmans from somewhere around. I'm just hanging out. Just getting the day started on the BDO grind. Gonna knock out some grinding on some life skill stuff. We're going to do a few different characters, and yeah. Get on the grind. So how are you liking ESO? That's the one I've been curious about. And you said you were gonna take a shot at it. I've probably got like $1,000 worth of crowns still sitting on my account that I've never spent. Off we go. Didn't play it yet. Played some Deadlock and some OSRS. Nice. That's cool. It's a pretty big game, so I mean, just go ahead and prepare for at least a 30-minute download on it. 30-40-minute download, from what I remember. You downloaded it already? Okay, cool. I have never really played RuneScape. I've watched people play it, but it's never anything I'd ever consider. Red Nose. Hello there. Huh?
What you doing, good sir?
I'm doing my Dark Rifts real quick, and then I'm gonna go gather.
The Rifties of Dark. You say.
Yep. They spawned today, so time to do it. What about you?
Oh, I'm just doing a quick mission on this here. Star Citizen, and
Nice.
going to head back to BDO.
The Deserts of Black.
Yeah. Oh man, it's so scary flying through a cloud where you can't see the ground. Goodness, what am I doing? Oh my god. We're good. We're crashing onto the planet. We're golden.
Alright. Holy bastard bag, and now to the long drawn out from our life.
Yeah.
Because Black Desert released. I was playing Elder Scrolls, before Black Desert released, and then Black Desert came out, and, this was the better MMO to play. I was in one of the top 5 raid guilds, one of the top 5 Cyrodiil PvP guilds, and this was just the better MMO all around. I mean, I think I got, at one point, I was number 4 in line for the throne in Cyrodiil at one point. But I was not about to try to compete with the other 3 guys to try to take Emperor. Because the GM was number 2, his assistant was number 3, and I was not about to try to outgrind them. Nope, it's not that I'm a BDO fanboy, it's just it was the honest truth. It was the better MMO. I prefer Elder Scrolls lore hands down, but this was the better, this was the better designed MMO. I have several thousand hours and a lot of money, and I'd probably say maybe with the ESO membership, the random bouts of crowns I bought, maybe 3-4 grand in it. 4, maybe 5 grand. I mean, I spent more on mobile games, but I put a decent chunk of money into it. Because I was buying the horse speed shit, the mount, some of the mounts, some of the costumes. This was before they introduced the housing shit. But actually, in reality, I'm a bigger Elder Scrolls nerd than I am Black Desert. If you look at my name comes from Elder Scrolls. Alright, that's done. Let's see. Where in thy shit? Is my Krog? Oh, is it still on you? There it is. Okay. Alright. So let's go gather and get that done. And then we'll come back to the Guardian, who will probably end up hunting. Trying to check shit. I don't want to see your fucking stupid shit about your dumb stream. Nobody gives a shit.
Why not?
Are you here to pick your
Because we don't
items?
care.
Hmm,
That's why.
where
Damn.
did I store it?
Said, how much fuck should I give?
0.
None.
That's the amount of fucks I will give. 0.
It sounded like you already gave too much fuck.
Long time ago I gave a fuck.
There has to be negative fucks given at this point.
Yep.
If it's not negative fucks given, then we got an issue.
Yep. We need to be in a deficit of fucks. If ESO doesn't click with me, I'll hop on back to Black Desert. That's fair. You've got an interesting grind ahead of you because you got 2 grinds. You have the first grind, which is getting to Vet 16, and then, or well, level 50. I forgot they did the champion point conversion, and then you're gonna have to start grinding out champion points. The grind to 50 is gonna be really weird. It will take quite a while. If you are anywhere near getting Quest Lexia on it, I would not recommend listening to quests. The good news is you can start anywhere and go anywhere in the world because of one Tamriel. So that is an advantage. You can technically go wherever you want. So we're gonna go grab... We're gonna go do the Cedar Sap grind. Okay, let's grab our Krogdalo Sanctuary. Drigan. Go suck an hour of sap here. We should get that 13,000 in cedar. If not, I should be close enough that my workers can finish it off. We're going to... Bingo. There. This isn't a hate comment, more like I want to have a better understanding about BDO. So basically, you either grind mob skill life for money, then you progress to do the same thing. So, Black Desert has basically how to put this? It's basically, so here's one thing you have to look at. You have to take into an account of there's two different types of MMOs. You have Western MMOs, which is like RuneScape, which is Elder Scrolls Online. You have World of Warcraft. And then you have Korean MMOs, okay? Korean MMOs are insanely grindy, heavily RNG, and not meant for the faint of heart. They are designed to be quite challenging in the mechanics overall. It's not a hand-it-to-you kind of MMO. With its progression set, you're basically kind of doing a few things at once. Your level doesn't matter once you get past 56. Meaning, the moment you hit level 56, you've got everything in your base kit that you need to play the game. Because at level 56, that unlocks your Awakening and your Succession. From then on out, it is about where you grind and where you get money. Because in this game, it is about the economy driving gear is basically what it comes down to. While some people are used to World of Warcraft, Elder Scrolls style of I go raid dungeon to get X piece of gear. This is not that. This is I go out and I go kill mobs to get my money to level up my gear. So your level itself, so like my level 66 up here means absolutely fuck all. Anybody who tries to tell you that that level actually means something in terms of progression is mostly wrong. The only reason that level means something is because it determines what can and can't be killed easily by you. Because the Black Desert has a certain color naming function. So if a name is purple, the actual name is purple, you have an 85% reduction. If it's red, it's a slight reduction. I can't remember the percentage for the slight reduction. A light pink is almost no reduction. Green is good, and white, you're over-leveled. So they are making the level somewhat relevant again in Black Desert. By bringing out some of the Adania stuff, where the last Adania spot does require level 66 in order to not see the purple mobs. Now, outside that, it doesn't matter for most everything else you do. The advantage of having a level is like getting to like, what is it, level 62, level 63 gives you the extra
62.
special 62 gives you the extra special attack. Okay, not that big of a deal, but it's a little extra on top, so it helps out. But for the majority of the game, it's about progressing through the grind spots to get you money to level your gear to get materials. Now, how you go about doing it is up to you. Now, in Elder Scrolls, specifically, you can go around and you can go craft your gear. But that requires a lot of research time and a lot of material grinding because you actually have to level up each skill to do that. Now, I had a Master Crafter on Elder Scrolls, and I can tell you that shit was a pain in the dick to do, but that's pretty much what I did. I made my money in Elder Scrolls through selling gear to people. Because I had everything researched, I had all the stupid tomes, I was fucking buying them off of websites too, which was technically illegal, but whatever. $20 for a tome to have a specific armor style. I didn't give a shit at that point. So, its crafting, its gear progression comes from the raids, Dawnstar Arena. Comes from doing, just mob grinding in the dungeons because you're trying to get X boss to drop Y piece, and you're sitting there wanting to punch puppies in the face because it's not dropping. And the only thing you can do is just you keep running that dungeon over and over and over again, and you'll run it 50, 60 times, about ready to choke somebody out when it finally does drop. But they've made it easier that you don't have to be the one to loot it now. Thank God. Because back in my day, that was toxic. Now, in Black Desert, you can life skill to make more money than grinders. Now, grinders don't like hearing that. They get their vaginas hurt really, really bad. Because they've spent trillions of silver on their gear, and somebody with a fraction of their investment can come back and make more money than them. And they don't like hearing that. But it's the god-honest truth in the game. Life skillers can actually outmoney them. They just have to do a little bit different process. And it's normally the dickheads that are grinding Zephyros and Star's End are the ones that are going to puff their chest up and talk about how much money they make per hour. And it's like, yeah, bitch, but I don't have to go... And there's not a single person who's going to come and tell me duel for spot. And if they do, I just channel hop. Because the odds of me finding another life skiller doing the exact same thing I'm doing on a channel is next to none. Where if you're at the in-game grind spot, guess what? There will be there will be people there. And there will be bored people there. That doesn't mean that somebody right now couldn't come out and come over and start fucking with me. They could, but as soon as I change channels, they're now in a world of shit if they want to start chasing me. Because now they're setting up to get their account banned. So... I can make more life skilling, but does that mean that I want to do all life skilling? No. I still want to go out, I still want to go grind, I still want to go play with my class. I still want to have the value of playing and feeling the class versus just smashing 1 through 5. That's probably one of the biggest downturns of most of Elder Scrolls specifically is the 1 to 5 shit. For me, it was specifically 1 to 4 because 5 was always Mage Light on most of my builds because Mage Light was like one of the most required magic skills to have because I think it changed your attack power and gave you extra MP. So like everybody had pretty much that was running a Dragon Knight was running like a fired what do they call it at the time? I want to say I remember it was the Molten Whip was the core skill we were using. And it drained a shit ton of MP to do what we were doing. But you had to have Mage Light. You had to have the full leveled out Mage Guild skill tree. You also had to go into Cyrodiil to go get either Warhorn or the Bubble skill, which was used for rotating certain buffs and protections during raids and trials. So the issue that comes into Elder Scrolls is then finding a competent group of son of a bitches to actually do the raid with. Then they gotta be good enough to actually do the raid and not get, where you actually have to go through and, find a group who knows the mechanics, knows how to get through the shit, and you're not going to keep stalling out on the second phase of the boss every single time you go do it. And you need to be able to actually beat that shit in order to get the drop from there.
And you probably have to do that multiple times to get the drop.
Yes. Because I don't remember what the dungeons drop anymore. I remember it was gear, but I don't remember what it dropped. It's been too long since I've been in Elder Scrolls. To go... I mean, I've played it recently-ish. I logged in because I wanted to see how many crowns I had. And it was like over 50,000, I think. But the big thing was you had to do the actual, like, area dungeons. That's where everything was. Like, you had to do, you had to do the Valenfall dungeon for Valkynscoria. You had to do one of the Breton dungeons for the tank set. There was, you needed to grind out the worm set in one place, which is what my Templar used for the most of the time when I was doing, when I would do Dawnstar Arena, I had to have the worm armor set fully leveled up. There was... you had to keep up with the mage rings and all that shit. Another issue that happens is you're going to have to learn how to world hop the markets, which is probably one of the most infuriating things you'll ever have to do, is... As the game got older and the people spread out, the vendors spread out across the world too. And there's a bazillion different vendors inside of Elder Scrolls. And you don't just go to the #1 vendor in the big city, because they're going to be overcharging everything for a premium because they can. The best deals I ever found were outside of the city where they had rented, because you have to rent the vendor every week for the guilds. And if a guild decides to change cities, you have to find where the guild is. Most of the time, though, the large merchant guilds typically stayed in the same spots. Because they were making enough money that they could put up absurd bids, and they would always stay there until somebody came through and actually sniped them out. But going town to town means you have to go to every single major city in the game, you have to go talk to all the different vendors, and you have to go search through all their shit to see if they've got the item cheaper. I had running spreadsheets of, like, items that I was trying to acquire, and who had, if they had them, who had them, trying to keep up with where all the gear was. Because it did matter. Your gold did matter there. Even if you were buying it from sites like Golda and shit like that, you were still absolutely ass blasting through gold. And I mean, some people are dumb and they'll charge ridiculous premiums because people don't do that content anymore, so the books are rare, the items and drop rates are rare. So they'll charge a fortune for some of that gear just because nobody does it anymore. Not that that's a big deal, it just means you're going to have to go farm and sell your money there. The only way to really get money is to participate in the market. No, I don't miss dealing with fucking retards. My group was a well-oiled machine. Like I said, we were the top 5 raid guild. But what I don't miss is having to be there every X night at X time, required to do it. Because we ran it, and then... So Elder Scrolls has a leaderboard. And it depends on how well you did during the week if you were going to need to do keep doing the leaderboard shit. And half that time, we were trying to beat our own fucking score. Because it was too close to where somebody else could beat it. And our raid leader wanted to make sure we had one of the best scores, if not the best score for the week. So we were always having to run through it, every night doing the raid shit. I don't miss the randoms fucking up the dungeon, you having to carry their ass through it through some hope and prayer that they actually know what they're doing. So no, I don't miss dumb shit like that. I miss doing it with my friends, yes, but not dealing with the random dumbasses, no. And I mean, Elder Scrolls honestly is mostly a single player game. I hate to say it, you'll spend 99% of the time by yourself.
Just like another game that we're playing.
However, there is more group content. That's the difference. There is more group content, but most of your grinding, most of your gathering shit is going to be you out in the world alone. It is not an open world. While they claim it is not a true open world. You will have to zone in and zone out of areas. You can't just walk, I mean, you can-ish walk from one country to the next, but you will hit a wall where you have to port into the new server.
Wow.
Because each region is its own server. So if you go to Riften, that's a server. You go to Skyrim, that's a server. You go to well, Skyrim is Riften. But if you go to Falkreath, it's a server. Cyrodiil is a server. But it looks like it's just you teleporting to a waypoint is the way they implement the lore.
Yeah, so you end up going through loading screens.
All dungeons are loading screens. I mean, everything's a loading screen in the world, for the most part. The cities themselves are open. Like, if you want to, like, once you're in the area, everything for the majority of the city is open. Like, you can just walk into these little house and hut things, and, like, there's no loading in that, but there is definitely loading when it goes into, into a dungeon or something like that. I'm trying to argue isn't Dungeon Raid more fun than life skilling mob grinding? No.
Not really.
Here's the thing. It is fun to a point, but when your whole progression is locked behind the RNG chance you're the one out of 16 people who's going to end up with that piece,
it gets old quick.
And when you're determined that the only way you're going to get through that grind is on somebody else's merit, meaning I can sit here and I am responsible for everything I do in this game. If I'm going to progress, it's on me. I'm not sitting here relying on some numbnut guy, the tank, who says he knows what he's doing, is constantly getting his ass beat by the one-shot mechanic, because your healer's fucking retarded and they can't actually heal. Because they're too busy trying to become the next big DPS because they've got some DPS counter and they're sitting there trying to cock block you on the biggest DPS number. Yes, I've had that happen, by the way. I've also been that guy, and I've also been the guy who beat the DPS while healing, and that's the one they didn't fucking like. That's when I knew I was winning a shit party, by the way. Is when I out DPS'd the DPS with my Templar. Because he was a Dragon Knight, and I'm like, there is no reason I should have out DPS'd you. They're like, dude, you just were DPSing way more. You should have been healing more. I'm like, did you die? No. Were you ever near death? No. So, shut the fuck up. And be glad you didn't die. Because I totally could have just ignored you and not brought you back to life. I knew how to do both. But when it came time, there were certain times where I would PTFO, I would just go in and just heal. And I had builds for both. So I had the best gear. That's why. I had best gear and I had like hard cap champion points. So I mean, I literally had nothing to do in the game. Other than grind more champion points and protect the scrolls. So when somebody needed to go do a dungeon run, we went and did the dungeon run. You know, if somebody was trying to farm a piece, we'd go farm the piece. You know, it was a lot about helping the guild out, helping the guild farm their shit. But I promise you, you being the one trying to get the gear, and it relying on somebody else gets old real quick. Because if they can't clear the dungeon and you've been trying to clear it all day long and you get a group that says they can clear it and then you still are getting stuck on the boss, well, you're going to get frustrated at that. Here, at least your progression is, well, I ran out of energy. That's on me. What can I do? I can go kill mobs. Yeah. Everything's reliant on you. You're not relying on somebody saying, I'll go, unless you're trying to grind a duo spot, then sure. Or any of the party spots. That's different.
Right.
But if you're here, your biggest mislead is the information you are given. If you get a content creator who tells you bad information, then that's gonna fuck you over, sure. That will suck. That will so. Correct. Because I know my work ethic. I know how hard I can go. Do I enjoy being able to go out and go raid with friends? Sure, fuck yeah. But I also expect them to be competent. Where in Elder Scrolls, you don't know if you're going to get a competent member or not. Because if you go into the dungeon, you don't know if you're getting... this is the kid's first time ever going into the dungeon. Sure, you can sit there and try to explain some of the mechanics, but some of them are just... You try to explain one of the raid mechanics to a brand new player, and it's like, listen, trying to get them to know how to do Hel Rakar, or Hel Ra Citadel is what it was. Hel Ra, yeah. Hel Ra Citadel. Try to explain them how to do hard mode is more like, you just gotta see it. Explaining how to do Ethereum hard mode is just like, you gotta see it. I can explain to you the burn phase, and you know the shit's coming, and somebody better have a fucking Warhorn able to rip. But here, I would much rather be able to know that the gear is on my terms, so I can either A, buy it, or I can go loot it myself. And it's not dissing that Elder Scrolls is a worse or better gearing system in that aspect. It's, after living it, I would rather this than Elder Scrolls system. Even though I hate the enhancement bullshit of the super RNG of that going, I would still rather know that I have the piece of gear than the 64 runs it took me to get my...
More than a couple of hours a piece sometimes.
It took me 64 runs to get my Valkynscoria helm. It was in the 60s. The video may still be around of the final run we did. Because there used to be a video of me doing that final Valkynscoria run.
Yeah, but that's also not like a minute a run.
Like, I get what you're saying, but I still want to go through the dungeon raiding phase myself because I've never really done it, so I like the social part. You'll hate it in about a week. Because
I'd still say go try, but...
Yeah. You'll hate it in about a week. Because what you're going to end up hating about it is the retardedness of everyone else. Because everyone else is not going to be paying the same amount of attention you normally are. And the disadvantage...
I'm trying to find that hard group to go do it with, too.
The disadvantage the advantage I had, you didn't. I grew up in the game. I wasn't coming in 10 years later.
No, you started it when it came out.
I literally was playing on release day. So the difference was, so how I got into Potato Syndicate was, we were all grinding at one of the places in, I want to say we were in somewhere in the AD grinding, and we were all just sitting around smacking this mob in Craglorn, and I was chatting with one of the girls that was one of the raid team leaders, and she was seeing she was in my party and she was seeing how much fucking DPS my Dragon Knight was throwing down on the mobs. She's like, you're shitting on everyone here. What is your, where's your gear? I'm like, well, this is what I got so far. And I had the set to do all the flame damage stuff. And she's like, dude, you're like putting out the same numbers our guys are in our raid team. So she's like, hey, do you want to start doing, like, the raids in Craglorn? I was like, sure. It was a social thing. Like, there was like 50 of us sitting around this set of mobs killing these things. And that's how it was then. Like, I mean, it was, everybody was in parties, everybody was getting EXP, and she just happened to have the, some of the raid add-ons thrown in her shit. And so she was seeing my DPS compared to everyone else's. And, I started out on their B team, and after 3 raids of them seeing that I was competent enough, they brought me into the A team, where we ended up running majority of our shit. Like, to give you an idea of how good our group was, we carried a first-timer 6 levels under through, and we scored number 3 on the leaderboard. On hard mode. That's how good we were. That we could carry somebody brand new and still do hard mode and come out on number 3. Just because we said fuck it. I don't know if the game is going to give you that level of going through and doing. I wish it would. I hope it does. But I'm going to say go in with low expectations because you're not growing up in it where everybody is trying to go through the same shit right now. One Tamriel ruined Elder Scrolls. Yes, it made it so that you could play the story however they wanted to make it like it was just Tamriel. And that's literally why they called it One Tamriel Update. Was it lowered and dumbed down the entire game because you used to have to pick, based on the faction you started as, determined which series of quest lines you got. So if you started out as a Blueberry, you would go Blueberry, Ebonheart, Aldmeri Dominion. If you, or as we lovingly called it, the Ebonheart pack was the, Ebonheart. We always called the, shit, what's the Bretons? I'm trying to think of the Bretons' real name. Of their, faction. I've forgotten, it's been so long. But we called them Blueberries because their shield was blue, so we always called them Blueberries. And they were always the worst of the... Like, the ones you feared were the fucking Aussies. And all the Aussies were Aldmeri Dominion. Don't ask us why. But all the Aussies, except for a handful, were Ebonheart. Or a few of the Aussies were on Ebonheart. But the most majority of them were over on fucking Aldmeri Dominion. Which fucking sucked. Because that means every night at roughly 3 a.m., they're going to go take the fucking Elder Scrolls from us. Because we lose our prime time. And then it's basically all the EU cucks over on playing the Blueberries, and the Aussies are fighting for it. But if you started as Ebonheart pack, it'd be Ebonheart packed, and you go to the Blueberries shit, and then you'd go over to the Aldmeri Dominion. And it was that progression because it would go 1 to 50, Vet 1 to 6, 1 to 12. And then they added Vet 16, which was where I ended up meeting a lot of my raid people. Story quests. Elder Scrolls and their story is fantastic. I mean, they know how to write a damn story. Although the Elder Scrolls Online story is a little janky. I know they've kind of retconned some of it, but the story was done really well.
It's Bethesda. Why would they not do it a good job?
Well, it's not even necessarily just Bethesda. I'm just saying the writers in general of the Elder Scrolls story is way better than the bullshit they've cocked up here. I mean, it works. The story we have in Black Desert is decent now. It's not terrible. But I mean, you're dealing with a well-established IP. Their story is really, really good. The add-on support is pretty neat. The fact that you can put add-ons to any of your... What the fuck? Somebody's around here. Where are they? Where the shit are they? Because that was way too many of the trees that I normally hit dead in a row. PvP is terrible. The siege shit is cool, but you aren't getting into a keep without a fucking army. And you've got to have a group that knows how to siege a castle. You might be able to take, like, you and two buddies, if you know what the hell you're doing, you might be able to take some of the forts. But without knowing, you know, who you're going up against, and knowing how to actually siege the castles, it's a terrible fucking experience. I've seen us sit in front of a castle or a keep is what they called it. We've sat in front of a keep for an hour and a half trying to get through the wall. And that's us knowing what we're doing. And you're getting siege equipment from both sides. You've got siege equipment going off. You know, there's some of people who are trying to gank your siege equipment. Some people are trying to protect your siege equipment. You're trying to get the walls down. You've got assholes on the other side repairing the walls. So then you got to try to get somebody in there to kill the people that are repairing the walls to let you through. Then you got another set of walls you're going to have to get through once you're on the inside of it. Sounds oddly familiar. But keep in mind, at all during this time, you may have somebody go hit one of your scrolls, and now you've got to go. Now, as far as just the open field PvP, it's probably going to be one of the most bullshit things, because you think Black Desert's bad about one-shot mechanics? No, Elder Scrolls said hold my beer. Some of the builds I have seen people absolutely come from stealth and one-shot you through all buffs. And that's one of the disadvantages of champion points, is the guys that have all the champion points in the world, they're just gonna one-shot you. Absolutely. What would you do now in BDO? I would prep for the next wall. I would immediately start prepping for the next wall. Black Desert has a history of
putting up big walls.
Putting up, yeah, very big walls. And I would start working on building a slush fund ready for that. And the fact that we're up to $1 trillion a weapon, tells you that you're going to need multi-trillion level upgrades the next time they do add that. Because as long as Black Desert is progressing, Yes, the wall as in they take your all your deck Adanya gear, all your deck Sovereign gear, all your deck Karazad gear, and they say, that's cool, here's a new version of it you gotta go grind out. And now this is what's gonna push you into the next AP brackets. That's what I would be preparing for. Plus, this game is a lot harder to go full max than you think it is, because you gotta go full max life skill gear, full max PvE gear, and you've got to go full max sailing gear. So in order for you to say you are truly maxed, you're looking at probably 8-9 trillion silver worth of shit at the very, very end. But I would basically be in the point you're trying to make, I would be getting ready for the next big upgrade. Because I know it's coming. Anybody who's delusional to say it's not gonna come, this is the end of the end, no, they're gonna fuck you again at some point. And, because, I mean, I was saying it long before. I said, because here's what gave you the clue. When they brought out Kamasilv, and Kamasilv introduced Gyfin Upper. Not Gyfin Lower, Gyfin Upper. Gyfin Upper was 250-ish AP. At the time, that was near unheard of.
Hard to hit.
It was really hard to get everything to get to that level. Now, 250 is a sneeze at this point. We start new players out at over 250, but we didn't have the Black Star weapons. We didn't have, the Sovereign gear. We didn't have, all the new accessories to be able to get us up there. We didn't have the way crystals worked, back then to get up into that. Like, you can get into these spots a lot easier than we could back then. But I remember saying, when they started bringing out this 250-ish stuff, I said, how are we going to push past this wall? Because I said, we're going to cap out at like 275. Where's the next step? You're going to have something beyond pen in order for us to keep gearing up. Because we were all hard capping at pen.
What?
We were like 260. Like, we were just over that barrier, and I'm like, we didn't have Odalita, we didn't have Doofinkroon, we didn't have Adanya yet, we didn't have Ulakita, we had none of that. And so, if we look at it where we are now, we have 3 places that are at 395 AP. You have, Zephyros Castle, you have Sakraya Under, and you have Starzen's special area. That's now going to become the baseline in the next set. And here's what you're going to pay attention to. It's not this year that it's going to matter. It's next year that's going to matter. Next year, so this Heidel Ball is going to probably tease Adanya Part 2. Adanya Part 2 is going to get slightly harder than where we're at. It's next year's Heidel Ball is the one that'll be concerning. That's the one where they're going to start trying to move the wall. Again, what's the new thing to level up? What's the next thing that we have to hit in order to transition our gear to the next level? What's going to be required to do that? So my whole purpose would be starting to get the assets ready to do said thing. For me, it would mostly be acquiring silver in as much as I could. That would be what I would be doing. That would be what I would be working towards. A wall that right now makes no sense for me, because I would be prepping like I am expecting it. But, it's coming. Can you fully skip the RNG BS, like using the market fail stacks with everything, or is it forced, ridiculous RNG BS? Yesn't. It is technically guaranteed. In order for this game to be sold in China, they had to remove all complete gamble mechanics from the game, meaning everything is guaranteed. But it's typically going to cost you twice as much as it would be if you could buy it. However, after a certain point, they have started this new idea of, which I expect to potentially hear some changes on, is they started the idea of certain gear is yours and only yours. So my Adania gear, this is mine. I can't sell it. I can't get rid of that piece of gear. That is my gear from here on out. So in order for me to progress that gear, I have to level it up. I can't have you level it up. I can't have Buttfuck Billy level it up. It is my sole responsibility to get that gear leveled up. The Sovereign weapons is my responsibility now. I have to be the one to level that up. But unfortunately for new players, you missed the days where we could just go buy from somebody who did it. Those days are gone. They're still there to a point, but the end game gear has to be done through you. So how this would work is you would skip, if you want to skip as much as you can skip, it's you buy pin black stars or whatever's not given for free. Your pin black stars will get you your sovereign weapons. You'll need to buy Caphras stones because you're going to need 20,000 to make your pen Black Star offhand. You can buy all of your Wailing Slumbering Origins gear. That's on, you can go buy that. But then you're going to have to level your Adania gear. You can go buy all pen Debo Rekka rings, and all you have to do is level it to deck. Because you'll get the Nav Karazad from that, which is what I'm doing right now. You can buy all your crystals. Some of them you'll have to loot because they're a pain, but it also depends on the server you play on, and I don't think you play on NA from what I remember. I think you played on EU, which means your market's completely different than ours. So, yes, to a point. But the fail stack system that they've baked in for the Agra system is just a time over money aspect. How much time can you put into it, and how much liquid silver can you invest into it to get it? And it's all relative. That's the best part of it, is the grind cost is relative. So you trying to do exactly what I'm doing is going to feel heavier and more daunting than if I was in your shoes trying to get the next step. It's relative. It'll feel daunting to get, 5 billion silver to buy X item, but then you're not sitting there trying to get 600 billion to buy a handful of items. But the difference is relative. I can earn that faster than you could earn that. It's about the stair-stepping process. Elder Scrolls is going to be a lot less rewarding, to say it lightly. Because here's how this is going to happen. You're going to basically go into the game. You have to hit level 50. And then, from there, you're going to get, you're going to need to start working on you'll start grinding up your champion points, which is hard limited per season. You can only earn so many per season. But you'll get enough to get the, I think it's 180 champion points or whatever it is to get the max level gear pretty early on. And then you've got to do one of two things. You've either got to earn the money to go buy it, or you're going to have to go out and craft it all, and you're going to have to go loot it all. So the grind will be different depending on your path, and also what are you trying to do. Because some gear has to be looted. Some tanks actually require certain, full looted dungeon sets, and that gets kind of annoying. So it takes you longer to do that. Is there other sets that work? Sure. But there are going to be other sets that are just going to be full looted. Now, to upgrade those, that takes a little bit of time, because to them, it's a quality upgrade. It's not like a 1 to, like, 16 upgrade. So that will require you also going out and having to have the crafting level or get somebody to craft you the level. Enchantments are a thing in that game, so the runes will play a big additive to how are you ruining your gear, which also needs an enchanter and all that stuff. And there is more technical things to gather, I would say, in Elder Scrolls, because you've got all the different runes, you've got all the different woods, all the different ores, and then all the different incantations. They're not, I don't remember what they called it. It's technically an enhancement to it. It's like the passive of the gear. And that determines based on your builds as well. You know, are you gonna have the MP stuff? Are you gonna have the Nirnhone shit? Are you like where are you gonna go with your gear there? But as far as the RNG, will you ever be able to truly get away from it in Black Desert? No. It is slightly baked in. But I would rather go grind for my shit here than I would in Elder Scrolls.
That's more rewarding than most games.
And the biggest part of why it's rewarding is for the dumbest reason possible. Because I actually am not pressing 1 through 4. I have all these different skills that I can queue off, and you don't feel this massive power curve. Now, WoW and Final Fantasy XIV try to cheat you into thinking you're that cool, but you're still pressing 1 through 4. It's just what hotbar are you on? Or 1 through 5. And that doesn't feel cool. Pressing 1 through 10, 1 through 0, 1 through 5 does not feel cool in terms of power. Black Desert's the only one that you will feel like you're actively...
But don't worry, I won't leave you behind.
I can reach the in-game and all of BDO's content purely with silver, right? No real money is needed. No real money is needed. Is it advised to spend some? There's a few... Let me put it this way. If you look at a collector's edition of $100, could you go out and buy a $100 pack and go through and play Black Desert completely? Absolutely. 100%. You could get all the major quality of life things, and everything else can be given to you for free. Will your journey be slightly harder? Yes. But can it be done through all silver? 100%. It is in the game to do.
100%.
You can get all of your pets. You can get all of... You're given costume boxes pretty regularly now, which is a good thing. They're handing out Cron Stones, like, way more often than I ever thought I would ever see them hand out Cron Stones, which is great, because they've reached the absurdity level of fuck you level of Crons. So I appreciate free Crons whenever we get it.
Well... look at me. I'm 40,000 hours. I've only spent maybe $100 in the game,
Yes.
and I virtually have everything.
Virtually.
Virtually, yeah.
Yep.
I'm only a handful of steps away from everything, basically.
Is there certain quality of lives that are able to be spent on? Yes. The total budget for getting into the game today, if you want to have everything I have now, and I mean everything. Everything I have right now that would get you into the game and started it is like $1,300. And that's everything. That would fully set you up that you would have access to all the contribution add-on shit. It would give you access to the roughly tier 4 4 or 5 tier 4 pets. It gives you access to all the extra storages that you buy out. Basically, it's me min-maxing the contribution. And some of the quality of life shit like the tent and stuff like that. I made a spreadsheet that showed every single purchase. Because somebody had asked for that at one point.
The main one is just the tent, to be honest.
Yep. But then worker lodgings will add up real quick. I think there's like $300 in worker lodging. Then you've got $100 in the farming fences. You've got several costumes. You know, the processing costume, the hunting costume, the alchemist costume. Like I said, it's literally to put you into what would you need. Like if I was just like, I think the way I pitched it was, it gets you everything I bought over the last 10 years in one sitting. Makes you not want to play. That's not, yeah, you coming in on the wrong context of it. Because I've spent this over, like, I mean, I've spent far more than that in Black Desert.
Or you can get me, like, somebody who doesn't spend any money in the game. Right now, the game gives you so much free stuff.
Yes.
It's almost impossible to not have all the stuff that a paying player would usually have. So as a free-to-play player, like, it's worth it. It's definitely fun, and there's ways around everything.
Yep.
You don't have to go to the extreme route of spending every dime.
Correct.
But if you wanted to get to where we're at and have like the same pets like day one and have a couple of these things you're gonna be spending some buckaroonies.
But day one, all you have to spend is if you're gonna be tent, and you can get that at a discounted price.
Yes.
Because you got to remember, Black Desert is normally, when it's on sale, is less than $5. 99% of the dumb fucks that ever come into this game will buy Call of Duty at an absolute instantaneous buy, and they will spend $59, not think twice, and it's done. All right? So if any player is willing to do that for Call of Duty, then you should be able to spend $60 in this, and you can walk away with several good purchases, and you would never really have to spend again. It's just if you want to go the hardcore, absolute min-max, that's where it would catch up. And the difference between you and me as a spending player versus a non-spending player is skill difference.
Right.
That's what it comes down to.
Yep.
So...
there ain't much skill difference there as far as that's concerned. It's just money difference.
So, like, as an example, to kind of show you all the difference, XHC here has... What's your current APDP?
378 and 453.
I am like what, 260 and what's my Guardian?
360.
360 and 443. And the difference is time played. He has some lucky RNG as shit enhancements that I couldn't hit. And he also has more current time played than I did when the systems came in. But he is technically further ahead than me. And I've dropped a really nice car in this game. Really nice car.
Yeah. Actually, if I want to put into perspective, if you was to go back into when my car came out or when your car came out, you could have bought that motherfucker off the showroom floor. Just put it in perspective. At least mine. I know mine. You could have, like, even though
I probably could have bought that
was
twice.
39K. Mine was 39K for the sticker tag.
Yeah.
So to put into perspective, yeah, that's
Let's
you
just
could
say
have bought one of those.
I could have bought a big money wasted too.
Yeah, but in your eyes, it's those were acceptable terms and acceptable costs
Oh,
and
fuck yeah.
acceptable things.
I was
So-
doing dumb shit back in the day when we first got costumes, and I was buying costumes and converting them to crons or selling them for money. Hell yeah, I was
Yep.
doing that at 20 million a costume.
Yup.
But I was also making 6 figures a year without thinking twice. So
Yeah.
I could have done that.
Yeah, so
Do I do that now? No. 99% of the money I've spent in the game was the first 5 years of playing Black Desert. Let's put that in perspective. The first 5 years is where I spent all my money. Now, I think since I've been back, I've put maybe $200 into it. And that was getting a couple costumes and
didn't
shit.
you wait on another character?
I was getting the Seraph setup is all it was.
Mhm.
I was getting a few things set up
And
for the
Seraph.
Seraph, and so I needed to buy the life skill outfits. Was mostly what I ended up doing. Then there was some like knick-knack shit. Like I bought a season pass, a Celestial Horn, for that. I bought some equipment tailoring coupons. And
Now, don't go.
I bought a setup for my new trader that's up in Yokjo. I bought some character slots so I could get all of them maxed out, so I now have all character slots in the game. And I think I bought a life skill pack because it had a book in it. So, I mean,
Yep.
my $200 that I put since I've been back into it has been basically nothing. Yeah, you can do that. You can just post a Discord link in chat and we can look over it right now. It's up to you. You can go set it up on Garmoth. You can jump in on the Discord and you can post it there. I don't give a shit about y'all posting links in chat. I'm not stupid. I know which links to click and not to click. It's not like I bring it up on stream right away anyway. So even if you hear the it's not gonna be bannable until you see the titties and dicks on it. I've seen people where that's happened too, where they pull up a link and then all of a sudden, surprise, motherfucker!
Dicks and cock.
Also, hello there. I just saw Hellcrest sitting up there at the top of the chat. So I can just barely see him over the
Hello.
over the streaming software.
Hello.
But yeah, if you're able to show the Garmoth, that's huge because then we can see your crystals, we can see all your shit, and then we can kind of see where the upgrades really lie. And normally it's the dumb, obvious shit that you probably don't realize is where the upgrade lies. Or sometimes it's the hard answer of, yep.
Yeah, it's always hard. It's always actually the hard question of where am I actually supposed to be going forward with? What should I be trying to do?
Okay, so let's see here.
You know?
So
There's quite a bit of-
you've got... Oh shit. We've got us a wild Maywa here.
Nuh-uh.
I swear to God.
Nuh-uh.
Swear to God. A wild Maywa has entered the chat. I think you probably want to go click that link.
Oof. Almost about Chuck. What?
Yeah, y'all are rare. So hopefully this is correct and you're not actually rickrolling. Or is that the Crescent Blade? Nope, it's a Crescent Blade. It's a Musa. Sorry. Sorry, it looked like the Carry Spear from here. Either way, y'all are basically the same thing. Okay, so I see you've got a bunch of different stuff here. I see one of the new bait things, which sucks, but we're gonna just ignore that for a moment. But you did get sucked into the Tet Karazad from the... There are some content creators who tell you to do this, but we tell you don't, because you can go buy a pen, or a Tet Deboreka cheaper than you can make that normally, and buy the crystal. But okay, so you've got the pen, you got the pen blade, you've got the, holy shit. He's got a hex, he's got a hex crescent blade. He's got a Tet Blackstar. 296, 396. So where you're at is kind of, you're in the stage of you got to get off of this and into your Slumbering Origin gear is where one of this is. So you need to get off of that, but you also you've kind of got to start working on getting off of the Kaposha gear. Not that that's going to hold you back, but at 296 you're basically at Gyphon under is your like bread and butter spot right now.
Kaposha?
Yeah. But that's because he's got a hex, or a hex. Yeah.
Yeah.
A hex,
Awaken.
yeah, which is huge. One of the cheap upgrades you could get right now is actually this. Get your Reform Stones put into the
hex.
Into the hex. You want an AP, a critical damage, back attack, Black Spirit recovery, and critical rate. Putting those into your Sovereign right now would be pretty huge. Also, it looks like you are a newish account, so you're probably waiting for the you're probably waiting.
Come to us?
Yeah.
With a freaking Sovereign?
It's either a newish account or an oldish account. Like it's a very old account or a very new account. I'm assuming you probably chucked Duostones. You're returning. Okay. So let me do this.
That makes sense because he should have had. That would mean that he would have had stuff laying around from back in the day.
Yes. Also, the bazillion crons you probably got from the Calpheon Ball stuff allowed you to slam a lot of this stuff up.
Yeah.
Okay. So, returning player, you're going to be in a similar-ish as a new player position. I assume I'm going to do the dumb low-hanging fruit first. Which is, I'm gonna switch over to this just so I'm not sitting there burning that perfume. I'm gonna assume you're done with most all of your Olvia Academy stuff to have the Pen Sovereign, or to have the Hex Sovereign, to have the
Black Star.
Yeah, to have all the Black Stars. I'm assuming you've done all of this. I'm done with the Academy. Okay. So where is where are all your Pen Black Stars? You have one for hitting 61. You had one from the Academy. You had one from the Fugar doing the Tuvala conversion. And then you have one from this. There should be 4 total, so I'm curious where the other one is.
And almost enough taps from the Olvia Academy thing to push another one up to Pen as well.
Well, there's also the guaranteed. There is a the guarantee stone right there.
Yeah.
I don't know, I lost it dead ass. Hit Control F and then type in Black Star. And that should tell you where all your Black Star stuff is. So it's Control F and then you just type in Black Star. Because you should have... It only shows the 2 you have equipped.
Not even the chat box like he shows right there. Because they almost give like 5 of them.
I'm looking for... there is. You get 5, and 4 of them can convert. I'm trying to find the challenge so that we can compare it. We're looking for... Looking for the Black Star box.
Hmm. Yes, there's lots of rewards in BDO.
Where the hell is this thing?
I can tell you that they've given us for some of the copy on balls and stuff like that.
I've already claimed the 61 Tet and the pen box. Okay, so that one's gone. Okay,
Is the pet in his
Okay.
offhand? Subhand?
So you've claimed the Tet, you've claimed that. You claimed the Fugar one, correct? For hitting the deck,
Weapon?
for the deck weapon.
Cavallo. Yeah, the Cavallo weapon.
And the other one would be the would be the Olvia Academy sets.
Yeah.
Because there's the pen one down here. And here is the Tet one here.
And then you get more than a few hammers from the Olvia Academy rewards.
And I know you already said you got the Olvia Academy one, so this is where I'm trying to get the math on one of them's missing.
That currency for to turn a set one into a pen.
Yeah, there's one guaranteed, and there's the hammers, which he's already said he failed the hammers. Because there's two... Okay, so I see the 2 that's in his... I see the 2 that's in the Sovereign. Awakening. That's cool, that's great. There's 2 there. We're missing 1, which is the Awaken, or the main hand. Should be Sovereign as well.
You want to post that link in Discord?
Here, I'll put it in the video chat. So here is the Pen Tuvala from the doing that, which is under the leveling aid for the Slumbering Origin, but he's got the pen slumbering piece, which tells me he's done that. I see the Pen Griffin and the Pen Red Nose, so that means you've done the well shit, so you've done Wuji's shit, and
Red Nose.
Yep.
Red Nose too. But he does have 8 horseshoes. So he hasn't technically done a armor conversion for the Tuvala thing quite yet. Because the Tuvala thing that goes up to deck that gives you a free silent.
He's already got it. I just don't think it's leveled.
Horseshoes.
I think it's the 8 horseshoes.
Because his shows is just straight up pen. Which wouldn't make any sense if that's obliterating, you know?
Yeah, I'm assuming it's the other. Because I think it's probably the visual aid of you saw it, but it's not.
I mean, when you click on his boots,
It says pen. No, I see it. Which would be wailing. Or obliterating.
obliterates.
Yeah, that would be obliterating if that's really the case.
But 140
Okay, so
times.
the one we're questioning is the obliterating horseshoes. I'm like
Okay.
99% sure it's this. It should be the silent horseshoes. Unless you somehow have a multi-trillion silver item on your account and you haven't sold it yet. Because if that is truly,
Adana.
I mean, it would go to Nav Adana, sure, but your shoes.
Would pay for everything.
Yeah, we're looking at your shoes right now. You have Pen Ator shoes, which doesn't make sense. That is one of the rarest items to have in the game. To have anything obliterating. So we're assuming you actually have the one that has the 3 dots, which is the silent, not the 5 dots, which would be...
Pen. Or
Yes.
obliterate.
So I think your boots are 2 levels too high on your Garmoth.
Sure.
It should actually be 3. Okay, I was gonna say, if not, we're selling this thing and we're about to gear you the way the fuck up. Way the fuck up. You'd hate me, but we would be gearing you way up. So if you've already used this Black Star weapon aid here, this is the only other pen I can think of that you're missing. Because you've got the rewards, you've got I see 1, which means you have a pen. The only thing I can think of is you're just gonna have to
The
buy a
weapon?
pen Black Star. You're just gonna have to buy one. 20 bill and be done with it.
Yep. Unless he's already done that Zavala one.
That's the only one that's left that I can think of. The leveling aid, the one I've got up on stream. Yeah, you think so? Okay, then buying a pen Black Star. It will get you your sovereign there. Now, the rule of thumb is you want your pen Black Star offhand until you reach 325 AP, and at that point, that's where you will turn that into sovereign. So you've got a ways to go before that has to go to sovereign. That's a lot of AP.
Yeah, it's a lot of people try to push it for like 300 or 310.
No, it's 325. Because that's yes.
No, I've heard a lot of people say in like chat and stuff like that. Oh, it's 300 or 310. No, you don't really want to go to the sub weapon sovereign that quick.
So the way I see this is, I'm gonna assume that Tricrescent is either the original or you're doing the Gentina accessory.
If you're doing it for the Gentina, then you just exchange it for the Essence of Dawn when you're fucking done and not give a fuck. Because you've already wasted the stuff on it, and that was probably from before. As a returning
But as a
player, you
returning
probably-
player, that could be a Tricrescent. I mean, that could be a real legal Tricrescent.
Yeah.
Because this is more what you're going to end up looking like in the nearest future. You're going to be looking for something like this. The Adanya gear will come with time. Getting you to pen Karazods will be like the goal. And then slowly working your sovereigns up. Basically, your Crescent Blade is not going to get touched for probably the next 3 months.
I mean, right now, my opening fucking weapon's a hex still. So, I'm like, God damn.
Like, yeah, you're using it a lot, but where you're at, you can do most any content with that thing at Hex or Sep. You know, that's where I'm at Sep. And I only tapped it because of YOLO. I had enough to... So, what I'm thinking is... we need to figure out if that's a Gentina ring, which you would know by this, if it's in this menu, where you're leveling it up like this, would be your Gentina. You're only a try, so you're not that deep into it. It's 3,500, 4,000 Blackstones, 60, 105, 120 magical shards. It's from that menu. Okay.
That would make sense.
The most expensive one is this one. I honestly would just say abandon it for right now. And just outright buy a Tet Karazhan. Or a Tet, Tet Deboreka. They're dropping in price right now, at least on NA.
Don't know about you.
They're 23.5 mil and dropping. Yeah, so I mean, yeah, definitely keep what you have equipped, but I wouldn't go any further. I would buy this and walk away. And I mean, you could probably get this shipment listed for 20...
You can post it for men, and someone's gonna be like, "I'll take that money right now."
Somebody's gonna want to get rid of this, especially on NA. They're dumping.
Oh yeah, they don't even give a fuck at that point. They just see it. Oh shit, there's an order.
Yeah.
I can get rid of this today.
So I would probably start looking towards getting your Tet Debos. The only one that's going to be a bit iffy is how do we approach the necklace?
I mean, he could, like I said, unfortunately, he could just stick with the other fucking plan. Unfortunately, with the Tawala stuff, going to the deck and exchanging it for the pen.
He's already got the Karazhan. It's the belt.
Okay. Oh, he went for the belt. Oh. If you did do that, you're gonna go for the necklace because A, it's the cheapest, and B, it kind of seems like the game just gives those upgrades out for free for the necklace. Because it seems like everyone has a deck necklace. Here's a. Well, that would be his unfortunately next step is getting the just going straight for Tet Deboreka and getting his pen doing an exchange because of the whole that's his most powerful piece. I mean, you get so much AP from your necklace. It's not even right. Filthy. And Karazhan
So
just blows past all the old school stuff. So either you build a Karazad or you exchange either through the Tet or Pen. You choose. Either way is worth
there's
it.
a good shot these are going to start being less than 100 bill in the next few weeks.
Pens?
The Pen Deborah
Yeah,
necklace. It's already breaking 100. You've already got pre-orders now sub 100. Because this has dropped 100 billion since I bought it.
that's what I'm saying. Like that to me is the crazy part.
Well, it's because they're pumping so many into the game now, finally. This is what happened with Crescent Rings. Crescent Rings used to sell between 55 and like 60 billion a piece. And as
For the
soon
Pen
as
one, too.
and as soon as they started pumping Crescent Rings into the game, they dropped to 20 25 bill.
That's when I bought my Pen Crescent. It was at like 20 something, and I was so excited. I was walking around like a big boy.
Yep, you got the big boy rings finally. All right, so let's see here. How can we get this upgraded in the least amount of pain? So the Spirit Stone, what you're gonna want to do is do the Ulakita quest chain. I don't think she's done it. Do the Ulakita quest chain, and then one of the last rewards here is getting the Ator's Power Stone, which is basically a cheap Vel's Heart.
The defense stone, isn't it? Not the AP stone. Or
It's an
is
AP.
it an AP stone.
It's a 1 AP stone. So it's a cheap Vel's Heart. But right now, honestly, if you have 16 bill just sitting on the side, I'd be hitting Night Vendor every night because he is selling.
Well, he sells the box that has the Veil's Heart in it.
Yes. So there's a chance that you can get this. So.
And or with a pre-order right now, you could possibly hit it because.
But that's the cheap man's version. It's not terrible to get. The quest chain's pretty easy. The boss fight might take a minute. But with your gear, you should be fine. Your main primary grind spot is going to be Gyphon Under.
Yeah,
This will
'cause you
be
can average 700 mil to a bill an hour there.
Yeah. You'll be doing this for a while. Pretty decent money. Pretty decent money. Very easy mechanic to get your head wrapped around. Once you get past that, because let's see, what's the total AP on this? If we go demi-human, it's 800 with no buffs.
Sylvian?
Well, she's just 881 AP total. So we can probably push that up to 1,000 really easily. So
Couple good crystals and potion, you'd be alright.
basically, you can kind of do that, or you can start looking at the Dechia, Achman, and Dechia Histria for your.
They do give you the Dechia Lantern level 1 for free, so
Yes.
there's that.
So what that would do is that would give you a non-Dechia level fuel thing, and then I'm 90% sure I can juice this to consumables. So if we're gonna go do demi-human, we'd run. Yeah, I've almost got you at 1,000 just running normal food buffs. That's not even. Let's see here. If I actually get you running. Demi-human?
I came with Sylvian.
if I get you running demi-human.
You trying to get him to go somewhere demi-human?
Well, I'm just seeing, because that would get you... Yeah, that would put you at 10-10 at Gaifen at Dekia Achman. So,
Oh, okay, yeah, demi-human.
so yeah, you could technically get away with doing Achman Temple with using the demi-human, and then Gaifen under you would be able to use the Kama Sylvian. So you'd be able to grind kind of these this would be your like target grind zones that you could go at. And the cool thing is you'd be working on the map piece or the compass while you're at Achman.
And you'll be looting the pieces.
Yes. So,
which is good money, usually. Even though the damn rings were at 300 mil when I sold my last ring.
As far as getting like quick upgrades, it would be getting the Black Spirit recovery, the extra critical damage, the back attack, crit rate, and AP put into your weapon. That takes us to 1013. No. Yeah, 1013.
Do you have the infinite potions?
That's a great question.
Do you have the fairy? Radiant fairy.
Have you done the Ornette Spirit Essence and shit? I don't know if you're that. Did you ever do that grind prior to that coming out? I don't know where you're returning from. No. That's a big problem. Okay,
that's
so
the biggest.
all right, we're going to teach you about Atanus elements and how to go about using these. So this is
also have rewards left from Olvia Academy too to get more Atanus element.
Yes.
Along with the monthly bullshit. Sorry.
Well, there's the weekly quest shit to get each one of these pieces. So, Atanus elements are better used on the MP pot. So that you don't have to go out and gather for the Voltara's memory. That's the one I think is the pain in the dick. So, basically what you do is one Atanus is one pity piece. It's a 1-to-1 exchange. Going out and working on the MP pot is helpful depending on the class. You're probably needing the HP pot right now. So Blood Wolves is the most annoying one of the three to do because there's only so many mobs to do that will drop the piece. So this may be one to consider buying with Atanus as you start grinding. Narc is just grinding Manchimums and getting that shit to drop. And then the Venom Sack one is also easy-ish to grind if you are grinding over at Tashira Ruins in the right area. There's a correct area to be grinding to get these to drop. You have 5 Blood Wolf Oaths. Okay, so you've done that before. Now, here's the secret sauce. You can go out and go grind those an hour until you go blue in the face.
The Olvia Academy currency also allows you to get a whole bunch of the Atanus elements.
Yes, and Fugar's also got a bunch too. Polly's Forest will drop Atanus elements about 5 to 7 an hour, which is equal to or more than what you can get when you're doing your
weeklies.
Well, after your weeklies, I should say. Once you've done, because this is like the pity piece of the pity piece. Here you'll get a better drop rate than going out and actually grinding for the pity pieces. However, you have Forest Rhonaros, which is where you'll be grinding for one of the pieces. You have the Navarre Step, which is the one you probably really want to skip over. And then you have Shuriken Night and Day. The Shuriken Necropolis. It is better to go out with a friend who's got, you need a total, to buy both potions in a Tannis, you need 600 total Tannis elements. Each one is 100 pieces. Each piece needs 100 of the total of their pity pieces. And the Tannis buys the pity pieces if you're doing that. Fugar has, I think, up to 100 in his quest you can do. The Olvi Academy has, some in the up here.
And then Shakatu seals.
I wouldn't use Shakatu seals on that. You can get a total of 60 here from this. I really wouldn't use Shakatu seals for a Tannis. Although it is technically 100 for 10.
That's what I'm saying. It's only if you're down to your last one and you're like, fuck it. It's not gonna hurt, kill you.
Yeah, that's a whole month of the Shakatu seals. So, it's not the end of the world. I would consider...
Any farther than that, though.
Yeah, that's going to be kind of rough.
It'd be the last.
So
100.
getting those is going to help. Your DP is not terrible, but it's going to hurt for the higher end spots. This is where you do kind of need to start working on that as well. Which that would be, if you haven't done the first Gentina armor piece, I would price it out to see exactly at the moment you want to do this, how much is Beg's gloves? Like, for right now, today, they are... 8.5 billion. But getting Dawn's gloves...
Yeah.
is 30 to get Dawn's distorted Dawn's gloves, and you could just bypass all the Caphras needed. Actually, how much is the Caphras? Let's see here. It's been a minute since I've done this, so let's see here. Caphras calculator.
I don't even know what Caphras are.
Current Caphras level needed is 10. You would need 14 billion in Caphras, not ground out. Like, if you grind it, but that's 14,375 plus 8.5. Yeah, you might as well just save up the extra 8 bill, roughly 8 bill, actually 6 bill, and just buy the duo distorted gloves. Fuck it.
Yeah.
And save your sanity.
What's the base?
The base is just aren't selling, but 21.4 is the last. You might as well go ahead and get that duo, the free upgrade, for 6 bill.
That'd be a pretty huge. That'd be a huge jump, though. The Heat gonna feel that defense. Clicking from the Pen Tavala to that, he gonna feel that.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 81 or 78 versus 56. That'll add 1 or 2. So that's definitely an option to look at. So with your current setup, I would leave my weapon alone for the moment. You don't need to convert the main hand to Sovereign. You don't have to. While it's extra stats to add into your stuff, it's not necessary. You should also have a free Garmoth heart coming at some point or another. That'll go in. That'll go into your crystals. Now, your crystals is something we need to talk about, because this is where a lot of your upgrades going to come from very quickly. That's going to make you feel this upgrade probably cheaper and easier than some of these other upgrades. It'll be because these will come in incrementals. In short, these will come when you get Karazads. You'll get the step below mine. This is why you want Pen Karazad, or why you want to get the Pen Karazads, because you're going to get the gen version of these crystals for free. They're 5 AP a crystal. So, to get you on track with your crystals, currently you have 2 dogged patiences, which are fine. That's what these are replacing right here, just because I was at a spot that I needed knockdown bound from. So your dogged patiences are fine as long as you're at that grind spot. Your 2 rebellious are fine, great, keep those. Your corrupted magics, great, keep those. You have an abundance. You have a Garian's tier, great, keep that. And you have an abundance. I wouldn't use this personally. So, it's a Ancient Magic Crystal of Abundance 2x, and he's got a Crimson Power. Pull that Crimson Power out of your kit, and you're going to end up using it to make a, you're going to end up using it to potentially make a, Crystal of Brutal Decimation, or you're just going to hang on to it and for a rainy day. So, let me explain how crystals work here now, compared to a while ago. So, the 2 down here on the bottom corners are done through the Land of the Boring Light quest chain. The main original one, not the soul side, the other side. You have to go through and do this, but you will gain 2 AP and 2 DP, or an AP and a DP from doing that quest chain. Yep. So, this will be worth to do regardless. And at one point, you will get both slots through 2 quests right at the very end. That'll add these 2 bottom slots. The 2 upper slots, you are time-gated through your Garmoth Heart. So, wherever that is at, you should be getting 1 Garmoth Heart for free. If not, you're going to have to go do one of the pities for one of the free Garmoth Hearts. The short way of doing it now is you would get a Karanda Heart and put it into your Awakening Weapon, which will unlock one of these slots. And the other one you'll need to wait till you get the Garmoth slot. And this has to go on your Awakening Weapon. So if you've got one, great. So let's talk about some of the other crystals real quick that can be advantageous. The Crystal of Voided Destructions, you don't need the 2 bill version right away. There's a 100 mil, 200 mil version of this. I have both slots open at the top. Then you've got a Garmoth Heart, and that is a, then that is not a Sovereign, that is a Fiery Sovereign. So you do have the Garmoth Heart already. Cool. That's all that matters, as long as you've got both. You've got as long as it is a fiery Crescent Blade, then we're good. So then you just need to go through and pick up 2 of the normal destruction crystals will give you, I think it's 5 or 6 extra monster HP per crystal. And then work on getting, for now, 2 Macalods is all you really need. Because you're eventually going to get to Adania, and you're going to have to move over to more stuff like this, where you're going to need to carry the Adania Stone. And this will not... You'll be able to use it for the damage reduction everywhere, but I would be using it... You know, I would rather have my double corrupted, so I want as much AP as possible in my Macalod setup. But when I start going into... so that's why I use 2 instead of the 4, just because it's 2 AP that I'm losing, but I'm gaining so much more from the other crystals that I'm pulling out that it far outweighs it. So I take the 3 AP I get from the, oh wait, no, I do keep it. It is. I'm just losing the
Super DXP.
yeah, I'm losing the EXP. Because I keep the accuracy, I keep the stamina. So yeah, the 2-piece set gives me everything. But I am losing 6 AP from each singular crystal, which isn't a huge deal. Because I make it up and some by carrying the 2 dogged patiences or whatever resistance I am running. Because we will need to run the resistances now. That has changed. So
Yeah, you'll have to sacrifice a lot of those kind of things for survivability at some point.
all right, welcome back. So yeah, your upgrade is probably to finish off your crystals. Get those because there's a lot of damage in those crystals right away for you. So getting those done if you don't feel like you're dying. If you feel like you're too risking dying, then we do need to work on the DP just a little bit.
While working at like Holly's Forest to get your other thing.
Yes. Because while you're in those low-level areas, dying should not be anywhere on the spectrum. If you die at Polly's Forest, it should be to a player. If you die at Blood Wolves, it's to a player. If you die at Rhonaros, you're dying to a player. Like, none of these spots should be dying to the mobs. So you're going to be very overcapped in damage because you pushed that Crescent Spear so high up.
Hard.
But the good news is just a little bit of extra grind in your... I want to punch Puppies in the face. The asshole actually popped it. You're not that far off. Like, you're actually in a pretty decent spot. So, crystals, work on your infinite potions. Do the Ulukita quest chain to get you at least the Ator stone to start with. So that you have some sort of alchemy stone that's better than the one-time use alchemy stones. The Ator can be recharged. Those spirit stones cannot. Then start saving your money to buy. The first purchase I would make would be a silent or distorted Dawn's gloves and replace those because it's cheaper than you buying the this is cheaper than you buying the Caphras and buying the Beck's gloves. And you can't make the Gentina cheaper than 8 bill. It's like 10 or 12 bill to make the Gentina one. So I would buy that. I would save my money to do that. With 360 DP, you just need to know how to do Gyphon Under to not get your ass blasted.
You understand the mechanics there, you'd be like, oh, this is not that bad at all.
It is terrible if you are constantly face tanking dumb shit down there. Yes, you're gonna get destroyed and probably break crystals. Have you ever done Gyphon Under by chance?
All I gotta say is you could be pretty undergeared for that place and get the buff and be rocking talk still. I've absolutely have gone in there without pieces of gear.
Okay,
Totally forgot.
so Gryffindor has a unique mechanic on each one of the 3 core packs in there have different levels of HP. So the Flamen, the sorceress bitch down there, purple buff, the one's got the purple icon above her head, is the lowest HP mob in there, which means she is going to be the first one that you want to take down in order to get the starting buff. Means it's the least HP you have to burn through raw to get it. However, she's also the most deadly of the 3. As long as you stay out of her AoEs, you're fine. You stay in her AoEs, it's gonna hurt. It's not gonna tickle at your AP. It's not a suggestion. It's a definite. It's a defined barrier. So as long as you stay out of her AoEs, you're fine. Now, you have killed the Flamen, and you now have the red buff on your bar. What that means is now you're going to go to the biggest Chungus dude in the room, which is the large Crusher. He is going to now be the one you're going to want to attack. The cool thing is they only animate when you attack them. So it's not like you're ever going to be in a scenario where they animate when you don't want them to. And when they do, it's even scripted for a reason. So you now are going to the most tanky of the 3 mobs, which is the
Red dude.
which is the red one. He is also the slowest, but he's also a hard hitter. He's not as dangerous because he's a little bit slower in his movements, but when he does connect, it does hurt. That's just how they've set it up. Once you kill him, you're going to get the blue buff. The blue buff is going to be for the
The kneeling guy.
Yeah, I can't think of the name of that one right now.
The guard.
The guard, thank you. And that one is going to be the one you have to pay attention to. Because this one is the one that's going to ruin your day if you don't kill it fast enough, because it has a immunity phase that is very annoying to get through, and you just basically reset the room in order to get past that, because it puts up a double defense buff, and it's basically immortal while it has that buff up. But it's not that hard to kill. It's just making sure you do kill it fast enough and aren't sitting there just doing no damage to it. As long as you have the red buff or the blue buff, it will die. It's not really that big of an issue. And then the blue will give you the purple buff. Now there is a second stage to it, which is when the butcher drops in. It'll be an announced mechanic in the room. Once you kill the butcher, it will give you the yellow buff. Now, this is where it gets a little hairy. All 3 will spawn immediately upon the butcher's death. So, what this is going to do is you're going to want to track as you are about to kill the butcher, find where the Flamen is in the room. And you can clearly see the three guardians in the room. It's not like you're ever in a spot where you can't see all 3. Just kind of scrub around as you're damaging him, looking for where the Flamen is in the room. As soon as the butcher dies, beeline it to the Flamen, and with the yellow buff, you're nearly going to one-shot these bosses. You'll be able to kill all 3 very quickly, and they're all going to reset once they're dead. You will still have the yellow buff. While you have the yellow buff, you go immediately to the red dude and you kill the red dude. So that you start the cycle over properly and take advantage of the speed of it, because you can just literally Thanos snap the red dude out of existence. It's fucking hilarious. And then you just rinse repeat till you get another butcher. There is also a secondary mechanic, which is where the EXP ramps up in there, which is where if you ever hear somebody talk to you about going to Gryphon Under and doing a power level, they normally talk about warming the room up. Which means they need about 15 minutes to get the first Despair to spawn down there. Once the Despair is spawned, you're going to get a bunch of little minions in there, and that's actually where the EXP from Gryphon Under comes from. They're fucking worthless. They drop currency, sure, but majority of the mobs, the money you're making is actually coming from the 3 big guardians in the room. So it's you'll be trying to get the Despair up. Once you get the Despair up, it's about every 5 minutes the Despair will show up, or every 5 to 10 minutes. And you'll get these large, long waves of it. Now, the Dechia is a little more tricky, and it will require a little more defense, but once you get the gloves converted, you're probably in a pretty decent spot to give the Dechia, at least Dechia Achman, a shot. Because I know people who go there on their seasonal gear and go grind that, and you've got the AP to grind that. I would also recommend that you do run, while you're there, at the minimum, you run, when you're doing Gryphon Under, you run a simple cron meal, the Harmony Draught for Kama Sylvia, and you run if you can get a hold of them, Perfumes of Courages, until you get overcapped, which is, I think, 1100 down there. You won't be overcapped for a little while, but when you do, you'll pull the perfume off, and you won't need to do it. Now, what I'll do real quick is, I'll actually go down to Gryphon Under so you can watch it real quick. And then I'll go jump on my Guardian and do, another grind. Let's see here. What do we end up with in terms of sap? 12,000. Damn, I'm just short. So I'll have to let my workers finish it. But that's not terrible.
Did I just see a Tenebrum buff?
Yes.
Some bit. Alright.
Get your ass over there. Actually, here. Let's just do this. Let's make this faster.
We're Jody.
Whoops, wrong way. Oh, it's taking me to Elliton. I know where we're going. Alright, Kama Sylvia, let's go. So there's bazillion different rooms in here, and I'm gonna kind of walk you through a few just so that you have the idea of what Gryphon Under is under here. Oh yeah, Gryphon's a great spot depending on your AP DP level.
It's exceptional for the.
Like, if you're in this like gear range, yeah, no, this is like one of the best spots to be in, because you're earning $1 bill an hour. You're getting good EXP, so you're going to make a decent return on getting up into that 62 to 64. We're looking at 290 to 360 DP. Like, his DP is a little low to be doing some of the other spots, but for Gryphon Under, 360 is good considering you have 300 DP. or 300 AP. Like you'll be one-shotting some of this shit.
He'll be clacking through there pretty quick the second he gets the buff. Without question. I mean, if he barely knows the mechanics to the class, then yeah.
All right, so let's enter Gyphon Under, and we'll walk you through. Okay, so this is one of the opening rooms. This one's probably okay-ish for a Musa. This one is a little bit snug, so be careful on that. And in this case, the height is, or the compactness is an advantage. This is the node manager where you will want to come grab the daily quests every time you come down here. This is extra Caphras stones. And considering you still got 2 pieces of gear to level, that is something to consider. Walking down here to the bottom is the Marnie Realm. This one's the Marnie Realm. I would not recommend grinding this one. With this uphill type shit, you're gonna get hung up on it, and as a Musa, you're moving the fuck around, and I wouldn't really do that. One of the go-tos that I enjoy is the room back here in the back. This room is pretty flat and easy to move around in, so I would recommend hanging out down here, in this area, to make sure you don't get run over. Because getting stuck's gonna feel really awkward down here. And then we're gonna pop over to PvE Knockdown. And I'm at 1400, so I'm stupidly overcapped. So we're not gonna worry with popping any sort of thing. Actually, I'll put EXP artifacts on just to meme around. All right. So here we are. So this is purple. This is blue. And this is red. So what we're gonna do is come over here and so she's gonna be a little slow for me to start. All right, so right here on my bar, you can see the little red circular thing. That is the red buff, which now means I have the buff for this guy. And just he happened to spawn in front of me, so great, we'll take it.
Pretty fast. I think you already changed the buff.
All right, now we're looking for the blue buff over here.
Face justice by my blade! I will strike you down!
I'm going to
In the light's name!
And now we go to purple, which spawned over here. And basically that's the rotation of it. They spawn at random places. Now I'm just waiting for my Z buff, and we will go absolute fuck shit up. So red buff spawned right here.
my blade!
All right, and now blue, and I'm gonna show you the special sauce of this. And now, let's fuck shit up.
Because I didn't find that this earlier and we went so close. I lost. No, it's just I was calling her because I didn't know so close and I didn't put it back on the season. Because the system, because they had it up, and I went out of space.
As you can see, it is random where they spawn it.
Pay for your sins!
You were there to do the Oldie Academy just yesterday? Nice.
Take you away!
Yeah, the LB Academy does kind of take you down there. Doesn't make you actually do the much, but it does show you the much.
Yeah, this is kind of the grind, just sped up from what you would be witnessing it for the first time. Oh, so hello there.
How are you?
How's it going?
How are you guys?
Just
Pretty
chilling.
okay.
Just chilling.
It's fun to talk to you guys, but
Awesome.
I got bored from
Alrighty.
I will strike you down!
See you later.
Who just left?
Eat a Mookie.
That motherfucker.
Blue buff. So the other question to probably answer here in this is, what happens if you pull the wrong unit? And say you have the red buff and you pulled the blue. You can try to DPS it down. The hardest one to do will be the red if you pull the red at the wrong time. Purple is always a go-to if you do accidentally fuck up and lose where you're going. Purple, you can always try to kill purple again to reset your buffs. Just don't stand in anything that the Flamen has, and it dies. And that's, you know, that's Gaifen Under. And I mean, I'm severely overcapped, which is why I'm not running, like, fucking anything for buffs. What about the case of in-game activity that varies? Does ESO beat, BDO? Honestly, I can't really say yes or no. Because if you can't do all the raids, you can't get groups to do all the dungeons right, then that in-game, which is the raiding and core raiding, once you beat the raids and you've gotten the gear from it, you're done with it. Where PvP is the end game of BDO, but BDO takes so much longer to get to the full deck everything that you're more likely to have more time spent in BDO than that. Now, if you count the PvP in Cyrodiil, that is technically in-game content, but you're not really going to... you're going to spend a lot of time struggling against trying to steal the scrolls back. And if you're not with a good group, there's no point in you trying to steal the scrolls by yourself. I've been able to take a scroll by myself, but that was not fun, and I kind of abused a mechanic that we had at the time. Dragon Knights could reflect, so the guard keepers that were around the scrolls, I was able to reflect their shit back. What horse gear do you have for the buffs? This one is the Krogdalo Barding of the Sea. My Krogdalo's got my
Wind set.
Yeah, my Dine's got my wind set on it.
Oh, and your earth set.
Well, Dine I wanted to have so that if I'm ever using it, it's got the AP buff. I want to be able to always get the AP buff. So... but if to get all three, I used the C set to as the one for the Krogdalo.
Nice.
Just because it's something different, and I know that they're on two different horses.
Because if the Krogdalo doesn't care what set.
Yes, as long as you got one. Ah, right there. You can actually see Fugar's got the Atanis quest right here. Gotta have some dumbasses. I fucking swear. It's always one of them fucking this up for everybody. Mother fucking fuck faces.
How do you expect anything different?
Yeah, they've plummeted it, and it's. I've been watching it. There is 4 of them that are actively shifting their orders, and then the rest are just keeping them up at the top of whatever the bid is. So what's gonna happen is if for whatever reason it does start pulling up, and they're gonna hit these guys that are coming down into the bid of it, and it's going to hit that, and then they're gonna drop it again. So it's gonna bounce down because all these guys have been stacking, chasing them down. Oh no, it's all of them.
It's all of them.
Because they're in all of them. Demi-human. Demi-human, they're a little bit more respectful with. There's 2 guys doing kind of what I was talking about, where they're like lightly burning them off down here. Kama Sylve is going to be a little more chaotic because it's a lot harder to sell this. But you do have a wall. Like, why did a guy overjump him? He's got 2. 2. Just post your 1,000 on him. But probably what happened is this. The 1,000 was here. He probably posted on top of him. Somebody dropped some on top of him. He moved it down. Then he came down here. And he basically created this stair step. It's like, these guys are fucking retarded.
They're chasing FOMO at this point.
Yeah. And it's like, there's no FOMO there. You're burning 15,000 to 10,000 of these shits a day. There is zero FOMO there. There is technically more demand than there is supply, quote unquote, if you don't just constantly chase it down. Let it burn out the AFK people, and there's no demand issue.
Oh.
We can be able to do this just fine.
Where did I store it?
Oh, don't worry. I'm trying to burn up my shit right now.
One lapis
Good for you.
One hammer, all I need to fix anything.
I'll make sure I burn up at least 10 of them.
Yeah, burn up 10 of them.
Oh, sorry.
All right, let's see what happens. Let's see how RNGesus is treating me today.
I did make another breathing crystal of Durdur.
It's fucking with me at this point.
What makes you think that it's not?
Oh, it's straight fucking with me at this point.
I mean, at this point, what?
Because it's sitting there and it'll hang, it'll go, it'll hang, it'll hang, it'll hang, and gone.
Was that your main hand?
Yeah.
That piece of shit.
It'll go. Just think, by Heidel Ball, I'll be able to slam that thing guaranteed.
doesn't surprise me there.
I'm thinking about keeping maybe 1,000-ish. Is kind of like my current mental...
Wow.
This kind of sounds like a good idea,
So surprised. Wow.
considering it's either that or I'm going to base it off of the next 150 hours. Basically keep 150 hours worth and sell everything else off. I may keep 200 hours, which is 800. I was planning to sell my 20,000, but I made an extra 9,000 from my blue elixirs that I'll never use till now.
Who did it? What did it? Why did they do it?
Austin made over 29,000.
God dang it, Austin. Now we know why he's so much higher, or why he's catching the hell up on you.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
It's because he made an absolute fucking megaton of them in one sitting, which is great. That's how you want to do it.
Yeah.
If you're gonna go
true.
burn your EXP, that's how you do it. Yeah, I wouldn't. I would slowly convert those over. I would slowly.
To like the immortals and stuff.
Yes, and or as I see fit. Like, hey, I want to go grind Kama Sylvia. Convert a few over to Kama Sylvia. Hey, I want to go grind Demi-Human. Cool. Go grind Demi-Human. And just use those as whatever you need and sell off your full 20,000. Is what I would probably do at this point. Wait, I need to go to Trent and... Oh, wait. I'm actually closer to this stable keeper. The market is just, we've got a few dumbasses that need to get their shit sold off, so they'll leave it the fuck alone for a while. That's all it is.
Because there is enough constant people constantly grinding Adana right now
Yeah.
that...
It's just we have a few really fucking stupid people.
Yeah. They're posting easily 1,000 or more at a time.
Yeah, like, you don't post these things on 1,000 blocks, and you can see exactly the response from having it. And here's what blows my mind, is they're that fucking dumb and dense that they don't see what the issue is. Like, they just keep undercutting like it's no big deal. Because to them, they don't give a flying shit about what they make, which tells me they don't value their money at all. They're just listening to whatever said content creator must have shown them or done, or whatever life skill Discord said do this, and they're doing it, and they don't give a shit. Which is why I kind of want to be the dick to push it down to min price just to fuck them over, because if they are the guys who bought, they can only be profitable up to... It's like 17.5 before taxes. If you're buying, like, everything. So I kind of want to be that guy just to push it down there and be like, all right, you want to be this dick? You want to keep posting this shit? Here, let's see you make no money while doing it. Sure, you're turning money over, but you're not actually making money. You'll eventually go red. Where, at least if you go out and grind it all, you're making money. You're actually making money.
Within your allowed space, of course.
Yeah, because grinding it all makes a lot more sense. I mean, to me, like, it doesn't make too much sense to buy even much of it unless people... It's like the Trace and Nature trip shit. That makes sense. You basically have to.
Yeah. You can't sustain Trace of Nature in the game. Especially at the output they're doing. Because, I mean,
Don't get me
Traces...
wrong, added a whole bunch of them with doubles of trades and all that, but that's still not going to keep up with what you need. Even with you getting it.
No, you have to realize, in one full rotation, you're burning... In one rotation, assuming you're not crafting absolutely everything, you still need 126,000 traces. You get about 1,000 to 2,000 a day. That's 50 days. These guys are turning it over way faster than that.
You can entrust your goods without worry, since
Yeah,
it's an
it's
official
ridiculous.
trade zone approved by the head of the Merchant Guild.
For no reason. Does that mean that the Trace of Nature price is moving down or
No,
something?
it's staying constant at max price.
You won't
That's
be
one of the
there
things.
to
That's
trade through
one
me.
of the arteries. If you want to really fuck over these guys, you keep it at 300,000. You keep
Yeah,
buying that at 300. You buy it at 300,000. You keep it bought off, and that's the artery killer right there. Like, you want to hurt them, you buy that, and you keep that bought off. But I can't afford. I can't afford to go that deep on it and stay that deep. So I can't do that, unfortunately. Or else that'd be a great laugh.
Yeah.
That would be a great, great laugh. All right. Let's see here.
Yeah, because it's not like you need that to sustain your in-game life.
Yeah.
Where a lot of these other mugs, they're trying to do that to either make a living or fucking bring down the market. I don't know what they're trying to do, but it's one of the two.
Well, if they're doing it on purpose, they're a dumbass.
Well, that's the only thing I could damn think. Because why would you want it? Why would you want to keep stair stepping down? Other than you think you're missing out on getting silver, you don't have enough silver.
If they're trying to
Something.
rush, probably to get a piece of whatever, and like I said,
that
remember
too.
you have to remember this is what we showed last night. Every time they list 1,000, it is roughly 24 billion they're seeing in one tick, and they're treating 1,000 items as if you're buying a sailboat. You know, they're treating it like this. You come here to your, your ship. You come here, you see a license, and you see these nice, 50 bill pre-orders up here for a fucking ship. And they think, oh, this is... They're thinking about it in this terms of money, like this one click. This is the difference. This has negative liquidity in it. There's nothing there. It's only absorbing this. So you can dump 80 of these chips instantly into this thing and nobody would ever notice. But you post 1,000 and you get 10 other guys posting thousands in one sitting. We can absorb it, but we can't keep absorbing it if you keep stair-stepping each other because you want your shit to sell first. What they don't realize is if you just set all 15,000 there on the market for one day and didn't fuck with it once, the next day, 95% of it would be gone.
For real.
They're that dumb.
Turns it up.
But this is why they don't do market research on it. They don't understand this shit. And,
No.
It just makes me want to punch puppies in the face, is what ends up happening.
Shit, I look at it even from a more simpler standpoint. I see them pushing that 1,000, and to me, I'm like, well, that's a good luck on that. Like I keep saying, like if you're pushing more than even almost 100 of them, you're messing.
Yeah. 100's too many for 15 people to be doing this on the market with the amount. Like I said, you can sell about 47 an hour and everybody can be absorbed. Everybody can be absorbed at max price. So if you were setting 50, if everybody posted 50 at the max price, everyone would get their pie.
Yep.
Every
And
hour.
It's a beautiful.
Every
Yeah, it's a
hour
very
you could put it up.
You can say it in the most Trump way. It's a very nice pie. Very beautiful piece of pie.
Mm-hmm.
You may not like the fact that you're, not making it all in one shot, but you're damn well gonna make it fucking by the end of the week.
Yeah.
Selling your 50 pop every time your 50 goes away, you put another at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Woohoo!
And you would...
You're all do that with the market anyway. Which begs the reason why weren't they actually doing the market research if they were actually, looking at the damn market so closely, because they're stepping like that,
Mm-hmm. Yep.
They're trying to be.
Yep. It's annoying.
And to me, it's a fear of missing out for nothing.
100% FOMO. And what happens is they end up making less money because they push it down. For me, I'm just starting to sell because I've got liquidity I have to get rid of. And I crashed.
Crash?
Yep, it crashed when I tried to change characters. I did the characters swap in it.
For whatever reason, they don't want to fix it, and it's been there forever. I'm not mad. I'm just disappointed.
Yep. But yeah, y'all can come here almost on the daily when I'm playing Black Desert and doing alchemy shit. You can hear me. That's God, fuck. It's a daily rant around here. I'll educate you. I'll tell you all about it. I'll give you the whole sauce and everything. If you actually want it. I will teach you how to be smart with money in Black Desert. How to make billions an hour.
Thank you, man.
Just don't be a fucking dumbass. That's all I ask. Holy shit.
Don't worry, I got my storages building. You don't worry your pretty little heads.
Here's the thing. If I reinvested everything that I'm about to make, it would probably take me 2 months to sell it all off.
Mm-hmm.
Because I would make more than me and Austin combined right now. If I reinvested everything. Because you gotta think, I'm gonna make 600 billion.
Yeah. It's gonna be enough to buy more than a few pieces.
Would I do it? No, because I'd rather get the upgrade. I would so much rather get the upgrade.
Right. It's without the upgrade. What are you doing here?
Like, I would rather get the accessories upgraded and hit a check mark than me flipping that again, because I can just do that later. Because to me, that's okay. So I spent 200 hours doing alchemy.
Yeah, for that stack, yeah.
For that. And that was only like 150 bill put into it.
Yeah.
I would be looking at like 1,000 hours or more before I'd ever be able to play the game again if I did that.
Yeah, and that to me was where you have to draw the line. When it comes to that, I'm sorry, you have to draw the line.
And it's at some point, it's like, where do you play the game and where do you do alchemy? Like,
at that point, the game's just running in the background, and you're not necessarily playing the game.
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong. I would do the 200 hours of alchemy at least, once every few months.
Yeah.
Because that makes sense. But to go on a fucking total binger, oh, I don't know about all that.
Yeah.
But that's where BDO has so much to offer.
Yeah, we'll do
And
this.
besides, how close to Guru 1 or Guru 50 and alchemy?
I am Guru 48, like 75%. So that would be,
Level 25.
let's see here. According to the calculator,
How much more hours?
I think like 150.
That's not that bad. Now, of course.
Actually, it's
grant-
only at max buffs. If I can run max buffs the whole way through. It's 30 hours. 110,000 crafts. Or 118,000 crafts.
30.
Yeah, 30 hours.
Okay, that's not so bad.
So 30 full stations of alchemy. Well, probably more like 25, because you're gonna have all the other stuff to use as well. So I'm going to get that registered and off my to-do list there. Let's see. Oh. You know, it's another reason why I
Are you here to pick your item?
why I'm so doing everything myself is with like this alchemy stuff right now. I can't make money.
If you bought a lot of it, no.
Yeah. But like if I'm going over here and doing like trade crates, like I have other ways of making money while this is slower. So there's always something to do and make money. Always something.
Unlike me, where predominantly my money comes from grinding.
That's brutal.
I mean, it is what it is. It's not like I sell too much of my other things. I usually keep a lot of my crafting stuff.
Yeah.
Unless I'm turning it in for the dailies or something.
Makes sense.
I feel like I'm gonna need it somewhere.
That is true.
So unfortunately for me, the only things I traditionally sell would be like horses. Those get sold. The boat stuff. Yep, I do all that.
This is Vibe.
And that's about it. I don't really worry about the life skill stuff because that stuff, I generally keep most of it.
Makes sense.
The only thing that we were selling was our artifact shit.
Yeah.
I can organize perfectly. Here, what?
At least to what I'm aware of. I mean, I don't even sell my fucking shards. Like, I can't. I mean, every now and then I'll sell like 100 of the concentrated magical black gems.
I've got 1,400 so far. And
So
how
yeah,
many taps am I on this thing? 30 out of 80.
She's sweet, Papa Cheese.
30 out of
I think-
80.
Mine went at freaking 7.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
That would have been nice.
Yeah.
I never leave this storage. Not for a single
You're wrong.
day.
I mean, I could pull it out right now and make money. But what am I gonna do with that? I kind of need the stuff.
Yeah. That's true.
That's simply an upgrade.
Oh yeah, I gotta go buy some shit.
Night vendor.
Nope. Mushrooms and silver azaleas.
Damn it. I was hoping you'd go full gamba.
With what? 34 energy? Yeah, totally.
Sound from the wind.
Man's got hope and dreams. Hope and dreams.
Not today. Let's see here. So here's something that the average player is going to wince at. Watching me spend $1 billion on mushrooms and $1 billion on silver azaleas. They're going to go, but I could have done so much with that. And I'll be like, yep.
I would have been like, hey, there's only half an hour, maybe, at tops. I could do that. But where I'm at, I can't wince at that kind of money. I
Yeah.
laugh at it.
Cronstones. I mean, there's some stuff in there, but it's do you want to gamble on it is what it comes down to. I saw some horse gear in there for $2 bill a pop, which is a little expensive, but I mean, if you didn't have it, I could kind of see it.
Correct.
Um,
Full sensors, the fern root shit,
yeah, the horse
lot of them.
materials.
Yeah.
Trust me, if I would have not tapped that fucking Doom, you damn well believe I'd have been putting every dime of energy in there for mythical sensors.
The other thing would be the random just prawns. You get a shitload of prawns from it. There was a couple of other things. Just from the boxes alone, you could potentially get quite a bit. I mean, I'm gonna spend a lot of money through it just to get the boxes. I'm not gonna carry this round. The last round of it was the boxes were shit, but these boxes, it's half-ass worth it at least for even with the junk box. I'm not losing a whole lot of money. It's like 400 to like whatever million to get one of the boxes. So they could be up to like 600 or 700 mil. Yes, you could get you. I wasn't too concerned. I'm just hoping to hit crime. And there's a lot of silent crystals on the market. There
Yeah.
was. I couldn't believe it. So yeah, my dad said screw it, and he tapped one piece up and then got a few taps into the next piece, which is the last piece.
Nice. Almost there.
Mhm. His money is fishing. Horses.
That's a slow grind.
Yeah. And every now and then he'll go grind an hour or two. But at his age, he don't mind and he don't play right now.
That's good.
Just like the other one. The other one just the second she gets done with her rotation or whatever she's doing, she's just gonna move on to the next thing. As much as I try to convince her to do some of the other things like truffle getting, for instance, like you could probably get away with, you know, switching servers and get more. She's like, this is a good amount too. Like, but Aaron, you could get more.
Truffles, you do need to do the full.
All right, together now.
You have to do the full. You have to fully commit to doing that one.
No, that's why I keep telling her. I'm like, well, but she's got quite a damn bit of them already up, so I'm not gonna try to convince her to change her whatever. At this point, well,
As long as she's running the full channel of it, sure, I guess that's fine. But if she's only running the short rotation of it, then she's kind of being a bit degen.
no, she's definitely running everywhere that she knows that it exists and has looked up and tried to find all of them, and I've even shown her a couple of random videos and stuff, and she's pretty much got it down. But she just doesn't want to move servers because, well, it's an old person thing. She just thinks that she's going to an actual different server. Dude, what am I getting this up? God, I hate the nighttime.
Wait, you know you can craft that horse set pretty easily, right?
It is easy to craft. It actually is easy to craft. Yes, it seems like it takes a minute to get like the wind stones or any of those other stones, but it really
You don't
doesn't.
even once you get Krogdalo, you don't need it. Do you have Krogdalo, Austin? I can't remember if you have it or not.
For the love that's all holy.
Oh, you're with
No,
your black
okay.
spirit again. I might get a bit jealous.
Oh, I had hopes and dreams. Dashed again. Dashed! Ruined! Crushed in the smithereens! I had copium.
Yeah, you got copium, all right.
I had hope. And now I'm just down with the dope. Thanks, Austin.
The crazy thing is, I feel like I'm here every 2 weeks buying this shit. I need to actually time.
What you fucking are? Where you are?
You craft them at Stonetail Ranch, is where you craft them. And then, if you've done a lot of the Imperial horse deliveries during the special event, you can buy 5 boxes and you can craft one pretty cheap. Full set, pretty cheap. But specifically trying to craft the wind one is probably the hardest one because you have to kill the Farinas out in the steppe to get the wind shards. The sea is a bit of annoying, but there's enough boxes that are around that can get you the sea shit. But if you don't have Krogdalo, then you do need to go for the wind to get the AP buff. So you're gonna need to go grind out like 1,000 or 800-ish of the wind shards. And he's gone. Welcome back.
Damn phone died.
How dare your damn phone die?
Damn it. Contraptions.
Are you here to pick your item? Where did I store it?
And there we go. We got another set up there, ready to go. Another million each.
And what's left in this? 10 of brown and red.
Absolute perfection.
All right, we need to
of
crush
hard
some
working.
blackstones.
This is Vipico.
Oh, this guy's re-upped his order. All right. I think that'll be it for tonight on stream. Y'all take care and enjoy your evenings. Be back on tomorrow. Gonna hit the grind a little bit harder. Start grabbing bloods and stuff. And try to get things more on order to what we need, so that Thursday, Friday should be the day, because I know Wednesday we're doing a 3-hour grind at Ethereum for all the Agris Fever, and then we'll be doing Ethereum every 2 days after that, or every other day after that, for the grind thing or any other place that pops up that we want to go to. So y'all enjoy, take care, and I'll see y'all later.